This is Joseph Swift and Malcolm Boyd. We're here at Jewel Studio with Tuffy Questel. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tuffy Questel. I'm a casting director. I'm both in front and behind the camera. I've been doing this thing we call entertainment for the better part of 30 years. I can go further back. My first commercial, I was 4 years old. So that would mean 34 years I've been doing this. That's a joke. Because if I'm 34, my mom is really young. But I've been blessed to do what I do. Jewel Entertainment is a company that we started in the last few years to produce great content.
Okay.
So I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I thank God. I thank you for supporting us. Even though we may not know one another, you're a part of the process. So I appreciate you.
That's wonderful.
Okay, I got a couple of questions for you. Malcolm Boyd here, Our World Media Magazine. I'd like to thank you for having us in.
No problem.
And your face is familiar to me, but your name wasn't. Mm-hmm. I know you've been in quite a few things. Can you enlighten some of the people on some of the bigger projects you've been associated with?
Well, I'll say this. A lot of people know my face because I did a show called Video Music Box. Video Music Box was before there was an MTV, before there was the global hip-hop love or video music love. Video Music Box was the #1 rated show in our market, and we had better numbers than Oprah Winfrey when Oprah Winfrey was at her high. Although it was regional, we got a lot of love. Different networks aired us for fun when there was no market share numbers concerned. So they could show it without us getting money for it. Ralph McDaniels, my boss, gave us a lot of opportunity. I've interviewed everyone and anyone in hip hop in the last 35 years. I'm not new to the game, but I'm true to it. I love what I do, and it's not just hip hop; it's all music. We've interviewed Stevie Wonder. I also shot videos for these people. I worked for a company called Classic Concepts back in the days when there were no budgets. You had $20,000 and you had to do a lot in 3 days. I've been around it for a very long time, and my first commercial, as I said, was for Mattel Toys in 1970 something, and I was a baby.
Excuse me?
Yes, 19. I was in Warriors. No, I've also been an actor. I've been on a lot of shows. I've shot in California. I've shot in the Cayman Islands. I've shot wherever they let me go. I love what we do. I love to entertain. I've also sung the national anthem for several NBA teams. So I've done a little bit of everything.
I want to get back to that.
Yes.
Matter of fact. But anyway, in the meantime,
yes, sir.
You've done commercials, you've been an actor, you've been behind the scenes, but it seems like your passion's with hip hop.
I think, okay, when I used to be signed to Elektra, the record label, and they called me the hip hop Luther. Hip hop because of my age, and Luther because of the style of singing that I do.
Okay.
So hip hop has been a part of my life. I grew up on hip hop. Hip hop was created in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I've been around it a long time, and what I love about hip hop is it's one of the few musical cultures that people of color have been credited for. We've done a lot. We've done hip hop, we've done jazz, we've done calypso, we've done everything. There's not a rock and roll. I mean, I had that argument recently when Chuck passed. God bless you, Chuck Berry. But we've done it all, and we don't get credit for it. But when they gave us the credit for hip hop, then they try to create the discredit of hip hop, how hip hop has destroyed our culture, but it really has not. It's given us something to embrace as a people. And I'm Black, Dominican, and Puerto Rican, which is all really just African American. I'm from the South Side of Africa. What's up?
What was that translation?
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to translate that on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Okay. Call me tomorrow. No, actually tomorrow's Wednesday. Call me Thursday. I've been blessed to do what I do, and hip hop is just a part of me.
All right.
It's not the only part of me.
What projects you have on the fire right now?
We have a documentary called The Golden Era of Hip Hop. We have a TV show called El Showman, which is starring Luis Jimenez. He's a big icon in the Latin community. I have a pilot that's coming out on ABC called The Startup, starring Zach Braff and directed by Zach Braff. And we have a few projects with Luis Guzman. Jewel Entertainment is the umbrella to a lot of stuff. We have a film coming out called Hold On in the fall, which is faith-based, which always makes me happy because I love the Lord. I can't do anything I do without him. So I love, and I have a project called Ocean Drive that is going to change the game for a lot of people. It's a really beautiful series. And that's Haley's film project that we're really excited about, but I can't talk about it just yet.
Okay.
But I gave y'all a little backdoor insight.
You have seen the entertainment and the media world change since when you first started. What do you think of it now compared to when you began, like YouTube, and basically you can go to Best Buy or any store and buy a camera or a phone and start a channel of your own? What do you think of the way technology has changed the game?
Well, this is a constant conversation. Social media has been a blessing and a curse. Technology is why people don't talk anymore. We can reach out to one another. I appreciate Facebook because I have family around the world that can't hug my daughter, but they can see her grow up through pictures. But people are also using it to show things that they don't need to show. Facebook is a new community. There was a time when I was a kid that what Facebook is now was a bulletin board. You wanted to find out what was available, or you wanted to get something, or you wanted to exchange ideas. There was a bulletin board, and you wrote up something on an index card. You put it up, and then someone would say, "Oh, I got your message. Let me see what I can do." And they wouldn't call your cell phone because we didn't have cell phones. We had a house phone. Those days have changed. I do love the idea that everyone can do it, but that doesn't mean everyone can do it well, and that's part of the problem. We've empowered people to take away the power from those who were better decision makers. The record companies have gone away. The studios are starting to lose their power. I love what Netflix and Amazon are doing, but I'm also worried that there's no restrictions to the content that my daughter can see. Our children are seeing things that are destroying their character. Our young people have no respect for self, so they have no respect for others. So I'm nervous about that. So that's why I do my best to rein in what my daughter can see, what she can hear. When she knows the Nene song, and I know it's not because of me, and it's the negative version of the Nene song, which scares the crap out of me. All I can do is pray and trust God that things are change for the better is on the rise.
Okay.
I think that's the best way I can say that without saying, y'all crazy, y'all done scared me to death.
Kind of shift gears here. Us in Hollywood, so to speak, the entertainment industry, as African Americans have always had a harder role to pull than other people. We can't finger point.
We could, but we won't.
Okay, but we won't. Since our president, we won't mention any names, did a hatchet job on Endowment for the Arts.
Yeah.
Have you felt any fallout from that yet, or how are you dealing with that?
Well, as a person who supports arts programs, there's a school directly across the street from my office called the Frank Sinatra School of the Arts, and it's basically supported by Tony Bennett and certain people. But we do our best as a company and as a people to provide for them. We've provided televisions, we've provided financial support, we've provided for their shows. They have shows all the time. Yes, our current president has caused some very ugly issues, and arts programs have been catching it for a long time. I don't blame Obama's administration. I would like to blame the Trump administration, but it's our fault as a people to allow the people who we put in power to take away the power of our schools. We've done a lot of things wrong, and we have to change that. We are the voice of the people. We are the voice of our children. If we don't take care of our children, they'll grow up and have nothing left to empower their children with. So I contribute as much as I can, not just financially. I go to the schools. I speak to the schools. I have 3 schools on my schedule to speak at over the next 2 weeks, from the School of Visual Arts to high schools. I did a concert last Friday for my old high school, my alma mater, which is LaGuardia High School of Music and Art. I think it's important that we continue to feed our children. And I don't just mean financially, and I don't just mean money or food. I mean ourselves. We have to give of who we are, what we've been given, which is the gift of life, the gift of knowledge, and the gift of education. We have to educate our children. The arts programs are an endangered species more than other animals. So we have to do our part.
All right.
That's good. Someone young as myself, what advice would you give to them, if they're trying to get into media? Like, there's so many different avenues. A lot of people recommend going to college. Some people just learn on YouTube. Some is a combination of both. From your experience, what would you, say to that?
One of the things I say to people of all ages, because there's a 75-year-old woman watching this right now who's like, I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
When I go and I speak to an acting class, let's say it's an average of 15 students in the class, and usually it's more than that, but let's use 15 for the number. 15 students ranging in age from 16 to 60. If each of those students got together and worked on a project, let's say the storyline is how to become an actor, and if they each write 2 pages, they have 30 pages basically, and if they each put in $1,000, they have $15,000. You can create anything you want with that content. You can put it on YouTube. You can put it on Vimeo. You can put it on the internet and get a bite. We didn't know who Usher was. We didn't know who Justin Bieber was. Yeah. But the internet gave them life. I remember meeting Usher outside a party when he was a kid, and he came with Puffy, and Puffy couldn't get him in because no one knew who Usher was, and he was a minor. But opportunities happen. And you as a young person, Mr. Swift,
yes,
or whoever's watching this, you have opportunities, but you have to make use of those opportunities. And you can't discredit those who came before you and say, well, Red Alert's old. I'm a better DJ than him. Right. But he can teach you everything he did to get where he was. Everyone wants to undercut one another. Funk Flex gets $1,500. Well, I'm going to do it for $1,000 because I'm more popular. I'm going to do it for $200 because I just need to pay my cell phone bill. Yeah. But you're not bringing what you've learned to the table. You just think you know better because somebody in your house said, you better than Flex, baby. Or your girlfriend said, you cuter than Flex, boy. All of that's great, but don't believe your own hype if you haven't done the work. Trust the process. Learn. Do your research. Do your homework. Know who you're talking to and talking about. KRS-One said, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. One of my favorite phrases that he said to me early on in hip hop. I love him for that. It means get off the couch. It means don't talk about it, be about it. You want to lose weight? Stop sitting on the couch and eating Pop-Tarts. You want to be an actor? Stop just watching Denzel. Create your own version of Denzel. Write some content. Take your video camera, take your phone, shoot yourself, put it on the internet, and let someone find you. Hashtag seems to be the biggest thing right now. Yeah. The more hashtags you put on something, someone around the world can find you. So hashtag working actor, hashtag working singer, hashtag singer, songwriter, actor of color, whatever you want to put, hashtag young Joe Swift, hashtag Malcolm Boyd.
Young Joe Swift.
These are all great things. You have to do it. Hashtag One World Media. You have to do it in order to get people to find you. And you can't just put your stuff, but you have to put stuff that'll make other people find you. Sometimes you got to put love. Sometimes you got to put hashtag Jesus. Sometimes you got to put hashtag around the world. So that way somebody in Dubai might see you and say, I like Joe Swift. I'm sending Joe Swift a check. And Joe Swift might be in Dubai next week. And Malcolm might go back to San Francisco. We have no clue what's going to happen. But it's all about finding what works for you and utilizing that and not sitting on your laurels the whole time.
I heard an old saying I like that was familiar to what you said. I'm talking about be about it. I also heard a saying that said, you can show me better than you can tell me.
That's right.
You know, I can sit here and tell you all day I dunked on Michael Jordan. And the first thing you're going to want to do is, I want to see it.
Show me the money. That's right.
Yeah, show me.
Someone said it's all about who you know. And a friend of mine in the industry, a very good friend of mine, said, who you know is important, but who knows you is just as important. Because I can call Spike Lee and be like, I need such and such. But if Spike doesn't take my call, all I'm doing is leaving messages that are wasted. If he calls me, then we're moving in the right direction. And he knows me. So it's all about the relationship. Relationship is key. So you don't want to disrespect anybody. You want to make sure that you keep those. You don't want to burn bridges, but you want to build bridges. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, please. I have a question for you. Which do you like more, in front of the camera or behind the camera?
That's a good question, and I think it's the same. I think that as a casting director, I aspire to inspire others. As an actor, as a singer, as a musician, I inspire myself. I remember why I'm doing this. I have audio of me singing 5 years old, some songs by The Moments and certain songs by the Bee Gees. Those inspire me. That's what makes me want to teach my daughter the harmony of the Bee Gees, the amazing harmony of the Carpenters, the crazy harmony of Earth, Wind & Fire, the abilities of Luther Vandross and Stevie Wonder. I love performing because there's freedom in it. Donny Hathaway, one of the most tormented artists of my time, of our time, a prolific writer, a prolific singer, and a dad. And it was hard for him to find his way because he had so many tormenting thoughts. And he spoke about it. And he wrote about it. And if you listen to his songs, you can hear the pain. And then his daughter became just as gifted and used what her father gave her, which is music, what her father gave her, which is love, and pain, to create more music. My mom, my dad, and both my sisters sing. So performing will always matter to me. So as an artist, I get to enjoy that and relinquish the power to God to just be me, whether it be singing or acting. As a casting director, as a producer, I get to share that gift with others and help them to aspire to be better people. So I love them both.
I also recognize that certain people are better performers, more natural, on the receiving end of the camera than others. You still get butterflies when you perform, or because somebody like, I say, give you a perfect example, like Michael Jackson. You could tell he was at home on stage.
Yes, he was.
He was down. It was just there. And other people seem to be a little bit not quite in the element, but as they up there a while, they kind of settle in. With you, how's it?
I love performing, but I butterflies come. I think that
how do you deal with it?
You use them. As a performer, butterflies for me don't come when I'm singing. They come after I'm singing. What I mean by that is I know what I'm capable of. It's a gift. It's a blessing. I share it freely. If I get paid for it, that's great. If I don't, that's great. I got to share my gift. After the fact, like I remember, I've sung the anthem, let's say 1,000 times in my life. After I sing, when I walk off the court, that's when I want to see the response. If it's not applause, I've never been booed. I thank God for that. Never, ever. And if you boo me, I'll find you. I've never been booed because I leave my heart on the stage, on the court. I remember one time I was singing the anthem, and for the first time in 30 years, I forgot the words. And because of the brilliance of being a person of color, because of the brilliance of being my mama and dad's child, I started moving my mouth, but no words came out. And I did that to make them think something was wrong with the mic. So they changed the mic, they came out, gave me a new mic, and the sound man said, I heard you breathe. But he said it really quiet. So he knew, but the audience, the 19,000 people in the stands.
You might not want to tell people that.
I'm on it. I have no problem. Listen, this was 20 years ago, so I can get away with it now. Yeah. But it was a beautiful moment because it allowed me to come back to me. And my artistry came alive. And when I sang that anthem, I actually cried because it was fun. It was love. My team won. It was a playoff game. It was the Nets against the Knicks, and it was a beautiful time. And I love that the opportunity to perform brings something out in me. So I graciously say that those who perform with a natural ability, like a Michael Jackson, like a Prince, like a Denzel. And then there are those who had no ability, like a Harrison Ford. He was a carpenter and got an opportunity to become an actor. You know, that doesn't happen for everyone.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing. There are people right now who sing better than everybody on radio. There are people in this world who are walking around with God-given talent, but never used it properly, never took it to the next level. They knew they could sing, but they were like, I'm not going to go to the audition because I don't think I'm going to make it. And that's sad.
And self-doubt.
Don't doubt. Don't doubt. You gotta trust you have to trust your ability, and you have to trust God gave you that for a reason. Even if you don't use it to make money or become a star, use it to bless others. Go sing at your church, sing in your neighborhood. Go sing in the subways if there's subways where you live. Sing on the streets and make someone happy, because just like walking by somebody and smiling, you have no clue how you can affect someone else's day. So sing, dance, don't strip. Sing, dance, do things that bring power and positivity to your environment and your community, and you can change lives.
I got one question that's been eating at me.
I'm not interested. I'm not single in that regard, brother. No, I'm kidding.
Let's start.
Sorry, Rob.
Let's start this over again. He's way off track.
I'm sorry. I'm crazy.
Okay, yeah. I seen a thing where a few years in the past, and you were singing the national anthem at the, I guess it was New Jersey Nets. Mm-hmm. And every time you sang, they won.
That's right.
How long did this go on, and what was the end result of that?
For the first 2 seasons, they only lost 1 game out of the 19 games that I sang. And in 4 seasons, they lost 3. So it was a bookies would call and find out if I was singing.
Wow.
It was pretty serious. And it's funny. Even when Inside Stuff came and interviewed me, I took them through my regimen. I prayed for the team. I prayed for those who were there. And that was my thing. I also, traffic always worked out. If they called me at 6:30, you're like, listen, Tuffy, our anthem singer can't make it tonight. Can you be here by 7:15? And I lived with traffic. I lived 45 minutes away. But I jump in the car, and they used to call me, a helicopter pilot, because I would literally get from the Bronx to New Jersey in 20 minutes. I probably broke the law. I'm sorry, police officers, but I did it so often. I got there so quick, and then at some point after a few years, I got friends. So I'd call a trooper and be like, "Yo, I need you to meet me on I-80 and get me to they'd get me to the arena." But I love singing the anthem. Singing the anthem mattered to me. I even went on the road. I sang in Atlanta. I sang in Orlando. I wanted to sing at Staples Center, but the Lakers gave me no love because they called me the Nets guy. But it is what it is. But I've created some really great relationships from that. Vince Carter and certain players who I still talk to this day. So I'm thankful for that. I really enjoyed that. And if I'm someone's good luck charm, as long as they're not rubbing my head, we good. That's the blessing of God. But don't rub my head. And Malcolm, don't rub my head, Malcolm.
No, it's Malcolm. Why does Malcolm have to catch it? Maybe Joey wants to rub your head. You want to rub his head, Joey? No. The camera people want to rub your head.
We'll work it out after.
Yeah.
Coming from the Midwest / West Coast, and that's not the Midwest. The name Tuffy. I have 2 questions with that. Is that birth name? And it's such a stereotypical New York East Coast name. Tuffy. Is everything to do with New York itself, or you just
Not even a little bit, actually.
You were born Tuffy.
I was born Tuffy because of my grandmother. My grandmother is a woman from Savannah, Georgia, Southern woman. Back in the 60s when I was born, I shouldn't have said that. Back in the 60s when I was born.
Busted.
They didn't know.
In the 80s.
It is what it is. It's okay. They didn't always let men in delivery with the women giving birth. So in this hospital where I was born, my grandmother was in there with my mom. My mom gave birth, and when I came out, fists were closed. They smack you in the bottom to get your response system popping, and I didn't even respond. And my grandmother said, "Oh, we have a little boxer on our hands. We have a little Tuffy," and it stuck. But my given name, I have no problem with that. I'm a junior. I'm Americo Tuffy Questel Jr. So my father is the first Tuffy. I'm the second Tuffy, and then there's a rapper from Channel Live. His name is Tuffy also. So there are a few Tuffies, but it tends to be a Southern thing more than it is a New York thing. We just all found our way back to New York to change the things and to show that tough is not always a street thing. Sometimes it's just a love thing. It's a love fest.
Did he ever get you in a situation?
All the time. Challenge all the time. People are like, "You tough?" Yeah, if I have to be. I've had to put it on a few people. There are some people in this world who can still feel a little jaw quake. But thank God, God has definitely been. He's been there for me. He's fought my battles on more than one occasion. He showed that I'm Tuffy, but he's tough. Yeah. So I've been thankful. I've been very thankful.
Thank you, Tuffy, for this interview. Thank you for the information.
Anytime. Thank you for having me. If we want to talk social media, Tuffy BX NYC, TUFFY BX NYC at that's also my email. But Tuffy BX NYC is all my social media. God has been good to me, so reach out, see if we can do some things together. God is good. 2018 is coming. 2019 is coming. Happy Father's Day. My daughter is my blessing from God, my reminder of His grace. I love you, Taylor. And I'm looking for a wife, so I want some more children.
Okay. You can find us on social media, on Instagram at Our World Media. Our YouTube page is Our World Media #1. Our website is ourworldmedia.com and ourworldmediamagazine.com. Thank you, everybody. Catch you next time.
God bless.
Peace.